YouTube. Okay, cool, cool. Because I know y'all do both sometimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another amazing episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the Monarch of Mardi Gras, the Baroness of Bourbon Street. Whenever she's not co-hosting Ringside Society, she goes on crazy misadventures, such as messing up the Knight family's dinner and fighting, fighting people at Cafe Du Monde for the buy one get one special, and also dressing up as the big boss man and trying to arrest people and give them hard time. Louisiana's own Kathy Knight. And the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always moving, ready for battle, fresh off a trip from the rainy city, Seattle, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. But it's not about us. You see, we actually have AEW Revolution 2023. That's right, the revolution of the Jordan year. Man, it has a nice ring to it. The revolution of the Jordan year, brought to you by AEW. Tony Khan, you ain't got to cut me a check. Just give me some free tickets. But I think I got something for you right there. It might be a little too late. It's probably less than 24 hours, but I think you got something there right now. But anyways, the revolution, AEW Revolution, it's actually tomorrow. So with that being said, tonight we'll be giving our predictions for AEW for the card, which is 8 or 9 matches, 8 or 9 great matches. And joining us to actually give their prediction as well is a man who we've had on the show several times before. He's actually one half of one of the most, impressive podcasts you can listen to. I call it a variety podcast because they talk about anime, they talk about gaming, and they talk about the one thing that the three of us love here tonight and are going to talk about here tonight, and that's professional wrestling. Everybody, welcome to the show. One half of Chaotic Outrage, Nate Outrage. How you doing tonight,
Woo!
sir?
Hey, how's everybody doing? Thank you again for having me. I'm sorry my other half couldn't make it. Chaotic Nick. He's the other half of us here. Of course, as y'all know, best friends since high school. So,
Yeah,
uh,
unfortunately, yeah. So, Chaotic Nick was actually intended to be on here as well, but unfortunately, he had some not personal matters, but he's having some family time. I
mhm,
mean, I don't have I don't have kids of my own. I don't have a wife and kids, but best
mhm,
believe that you know I'm big on family time. So if Kathy were to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go hang out," with
mhm.
my mom and my sisters and them, and I'll be like, "Kathy, go." What about ringside 7? Kathy, don't no. I know you're gonna beat me up. I know you're gonna store course on me, but no, go be with your family. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here talking wrestling. Go be with your family because you only get one family,
Mhm.
and you know, always great. Family is important. So
For
you
sure.
know, professional is great, but family time, family first.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
um, Hopefully the
Yep.
next time we'll have you here. It's always great to have you. It'll be great to have you again. But Nate, how
Right.
you been, man?
Been pretty good. Just same old stuff. Unfortunately, me and Nick have been taking a break on the podcast for a little while because he's been busy with extra work and stuff. And so I just been doing my streaming on gaming and stuff like that. And I'm kind of waiting to talk about wrestling until he gets back. It kind of feels weird doing it by myself. So so we'll see how that goes. But it's been doing okay. Just been chilling, living and working.
Don't put too much emphasis on. Unfortunately, y'all are taking a break because breaks can be a great thing.
Mm,
Sometimes you might come up with ideas to add to the show.
mm,
You know,
that's
to
true.
revive the show to make it even more watchable than it already is.
Mm,
So breaks are good. We had a bit of a break last summer actually. Like last summer, I was doing pretty much most of the shows. Unfortunately, Rob had some matters of his own he had to take care of. Kathy had some matters of her own. Life happens to all of us. When
mm,
we first started the show, Kathy would tell you I couldn't be on the show at all because I had, military commitments over in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So due to the time differential, I couldn't be on there. So it happens. And during that time, I was able to think like, we're taking this hiatus. Let me see how I can make Ringside Society better if need be. What I could revise, what I could take away, what I could add in, you know, to make us still have that, give that, quality of product that we keep bringing day in and day out. So
Mm-hmm.
it's I got a feeling that chaotic outrage is gonna come back, and y'all gonna come back with a bang. I mean, you're not
Oh,
going
for
anywhere,
sure.
but the
Right.
rest is gonna come back, and it's gonna come back with a bang.
Oh, for
And
sure.
definitely. But dude, where we gonna get some chaotic outrage merchandise, man? Come on, man.
Well, one day we got it. We got like two shirts, and that's right. That's it for right now.
Oh, so you have merch out?
No, just two, just our two personal ones for now, and
Okay,
then but hopefully, if we get big enough, we'll put out some merch. So we'll
forget
see.
it. Listen, if you got 5 or 10 people, man, just put the shirts out, man. Kathy will tell you. We already had people. I mean, whenever you're ready, but
Wow,
we had
really?
people, and we were like, let's just make some shirts, and
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. Cool. I have to look into that.
Yeah, speaking of
Let's see.
shirts, though, shout out to our logo maker, Luis Moreno, aka At Moreno Artwork. He's the man responsible for that sweet, good looking, damn, so good looking
Mm-hmm.
Ringside Society logo over there. He's responsible for that, and our many other logos as well too. So if y'all are not just you, Nate, but if anybody
Mm-hmm.
out to get some logo work done, definitely check out Luis. Shout out to him. Thank you for all you do for us, sir. But with that being said,
Mm-hmm.
enough of me rambling and whatnot. How do y'all feel about AEW Revolution?
I get y'all want to start?
Hey, you're the guest, man. Hey, by
Oh
all
shoot.
hey,
Oh man. I guess the main it's looking to be pretty good. Every single match so far has a really good build so far. There's no stinkers or whatever you want to call them. Like I guess you would call them bathroom break matches. I'm not too sure. I feel bad saying something like that, but every one of them seems important enough. They all could be kind of a main event in their own way, and it's going to be hard to see how they top each other. Yes, so it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. Mostly looking forward to Heyman and Moxley, MJF and Danielson, Ricky Starks and Jericho, all this good stuff, and the tag title match, of course. 4 tag teams in one ring. It's pretty exciting. So, yeah.
awesome.
And yeah.
Kathy, how about you?
So usually for these pay-per-views, I usually pick a winner, and it's pretty easy, and I've been undefeated and stuff like that. This one's kind of hard to pick. I went with my picks. I don't know if I'll get them all right, but yeah, it's not so clear cut this time around. It should be pretty good. Lots of good matches, and should be good stuff.
Awesome. Okay, okay. I see a lot of great matches here. So many bangers. Like I said, they to me, each of them have had a great build up, and I know this is about AEW, but this is one of the reasons why I want WWE to go back to. And I know people are gonna look at me like I'm crazy, like Remy, what in the, as The Rock would say, in the blue hell are you talking about? No pun intended on my name, but um this is why I want them to, if they split the titles, because we don't know if they're gonna split them at WrestleMania, or we don't know even if Cody's gonna win. But if Cody wins and they split the titles, I want them to go back to when it was a SmackDown exclusive pay per view and a Raw exclusive pay per view. I want them to go back to that when they split the titles. Let them be exclusive. Um, because one, it gives this kind of build up that AEW has, and that's what would keep it fresh. They have that build up. Forget what the fans say in this instance, because if you give everybody everything too soon, that's what's gonna ruin it. It's gonna get stale. So I would say that's what I want them to do. Hopefully after WrestleMania, and all of these matches have had a great build up. I enjoy it, and I'm definitely looking forward to this. Um, I got a feeling we're going to see some classics out of this one as well. All right. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and actually start with the card. I have it here. So we have AEW. That's All Elite Wrestling Revolution. Man, every time I hear Revolution, I think of that old Kirk Franklin song. Are you ready for a revolution? You know, and it's gonna take place in San Francisco, California. Man, y'all are so lucky to have this. Shout out to the great people of San Francisco. And we have 9 matches. One of them is actually going to be a pre-show match. But we have all together, we have 9 great matches, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing every single one of them. So how this goes is that I'm gonna go around the room to each and every one of y'all. I'll be the last guy, you know. I'm the captain of the ship. I'm gonna be the last one to leave to say whatever. But I'm gonna go around the room and ask y'all who y'all think's gonna win or lose or whatnot. You know, it's pretty much just the same rules as always. And to those of y'all watching and listening in the comfort of your own homes or wherever you are, that's comfortable for you. Feel free to leave your predictions, your picks in the comment section below, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter. Feel free to do that. If you do us that big solid, we would definitely appreciate it because we also enjoy fan interaction as well. You know, so with that being said, our first match we have is actually a 6-man tag team match, and it's gonna be um, Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Cero Miedo and Ray Fenix, with Alex Abrahantes versus Arya Davari and the Varsity Athletes, which is the team of Josh Woods and Tony Nese with their manager, Smart Mark Sterling. I thought Ari Davari was actually in the Varsity Athletes. I thought I saw him wearing the same colors and everything. Maybe it's just me. Maybe he's on a trial run. But Kathy Knight, who do you have for this match?
So I went with Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers. It's gonna be a feel good match. You know, it's good to see Mark on TV. I think I read something like they let him be on TV. I guess he couldn't be on it or something, which was weird. But it's good to see him on TV. You know, with Jay passing away, it's it's gonna be a feel good story and stuff like that. And yeah, Mark and Lucha Brothers are gonna get that win.
Yeah. Um Nate, who you got for this one?
I got to parrot Kathy on that one. Definitely Mark and Lucha Bros are gonna win that one. It's almost a given because I think unfortunately with Jay's passing, Mark's about to have like the rocket ship. Like I feel like he's gonna be on TV a lot. He's probably gonna get a singles title in Ring of Honor, if not like in the TNT title picture at some point. Uh, because he is that good anyway. But like with this whole kind of like a Rey Mysterio type of thing, where it kind of pushes him up to a little extra level. And then of course Lucha Bros, they're gonna be amazing in anything they do. So it's gonna be good. And actually, I was with you, Remy. I thought he was Arya was part of the varsity as well, or what are they again? Varsity. Shoot, what was it? Varsity.
Varsity
I have it
Athletes.
written down here too. varsity athletes. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I do remember seeing some Josh Woods stuff, but he's okay. You know, he's okay. I don't see them winning over Lucha Bros and Mark. Yeah. I kind of feel bad for him in this situation. It's almost like a given, like, oh no, they're not gonna win.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um yeah, you're right. I'm with you. I got a feeling that I'm gonna go with Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers. I got a feeling they're gonna take this one. It's just sad that it took, the passing of Jay Briscoe for Mark to get all this. And
yeah, I
I always
agree.
Mark could have, even if Jay Briscoe didn't pass away, I always believed Mark was a good singles wrestler as well. If they would just let him, just pull the trigger and let him go. He has the charisma. The fans love him. Like even
Mhm.
before this, Jay's passing, the fans loved him. They were like, "Chicken, such a Scotty Chicken, what's up?" And
Mhm.
yeah, he has hella charisma, and it's just sad that this is the situation he's in. I know exactly what he's going through because I lost a brother many years ago as well to a car accident as well too. So I know
Oof.
exactly what he is. I commend him because it's not easy. I commend Mark,
Yeah.
finding the strength to carry on because I know it's not easy as well. So Mark, I wish you a lot of strength, brother, a lot of vibes, you know, uh, in your continuing wrestling career as well. And I'm gonna go with Mark Briscoe and Lucha Brothers. They definitely gonna make this happen, like a captain, and they're gonna take down, the varsity athletes as well too, and Ari Davari as well too. And I was gonna have another prediction for this, but I'm gonna leave it for the general predictions afterwards. Um, because we always do general predictions after we're done with the whole card. So I'm gonna leave my general prediction for that match afterwards. Um, so the next match we have is the final burial match, and it's gonna be Captain Charisma, the instant classic Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy. Damn, he has some good hair. I wish I had that much hair on my head. Uh, Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. Um, Kathy, who you got for this one?
So I picked Jungle Boy. I feel like all of this, the whole feud that's been going on for, I guess, like a year and a half or however long it's been, is to elevate Jungle Boy. And they did that, with Christian. He did a good job elevating him. And Jungle Boy's win tomorrow will be a nice little bow, tie it up on this feud. And looking forward to see what happens with Christian and Jungle Boy after this feud's over with.
Okay, quick question. Is this like they're gonna bury each other in like a pound in like some dirt or something, or is it like just all in the wording? Because a final burial, when I think of final burial, I'm thinking of like Vince McMahon and Undertaker 2000 Survivor Series 2003. That's what I'm thinking of.
I
But
think
that
it's just the feud itself. Like it's the last part of the feud. I don't think there's gonna actually be like a buried alive match or anything like that.
Yeah, if I'm with her, I also think like if they do the burial thing, like what WWE always did anyway, was they only did like 3 or 4 shovels of dirt in there anyway, because they can't like actually kill this person and bury this person alive. So it's like, a little bit of dirt, okay, I win. And so I think they'll probably do that. They'll probably be in like some kind of cemetery or something. If they do it in the ring, it'll probably be kind of just like off to the side. I maybe would kind of like it to be in a regular cemetery, and they could just like go in a little grave area and or build one. I don't know. Could be wrong, but I also think Jungle Boy is gonna win. I think Christian is there to kind of elevate the younger guys. And however, I do feel bad that Luchasaurus is out of the picture. Like all of a sudden he's gone. I don't know why Christian is back and he's not, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes up soon.
Yeah,
Mm,
hey, say you never know. He might come back tomorrow. I mean, there's always a surprise at these
mm.
pay-per-views. Yes, they're spread out, but there's always a surprise with AEW, so you never know. But I'm gonna go with Jungle Boy Jack Perry for this one. He is on fire. He is ready. It's gonna be a hell of a fight because Christian Cage, the man's is a how many a 20 plus? I would say almost like I'd say at least 25 year veteran in the game. He's been doing his thing, and it's good. And he's a multi-time champion. He's won the WWE or the World Heavyweight Championship in WWE. He's been an Impact World Champion, several times. So he knows what it is to be at the top of the mountain. This is going to be one heck of a fight for Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and this I think this might be the one that's going to elevate him because they always have that one match that elevates that wrestler. For Triple H, it was to me it was Sergeant Slaughter. For Shawn Michaels, um, To me, it was Ric Flair wrestling Ric Flair that showed how he could do. So I think this is going to be that match that's going to elevate Jungle Boy Jack Perry as well. And afterwards, we can actually look forward to seeing him as a serious competitor for at least I would say at least the TNT championship, if not the world championship. So the next match that we have is a singles match where the Jericho Appreciation Society are actually banned from ringside. That's right, they cannot interfere. And it'll be the leader of the Jericho Appreciation Society, Chris Jericho, Lionheart, Y2J, whatever, the Ocho, the Wizard, Les Champion, whatever he's calling himself these days, the man of many monikers. He's gonna be going up against Absolute Ricky Starks. Kathy, who you got for this one?
So Jericho put his foot in his mouth. You know, making it a no. You know, the Jericho Appreciation Society can't show up. Which Jericho's gonna have to prove himself to see if he can hold up against Ricky Starks. I don't think he will, and I think Ricky Starks will win. And that was my pick.
Ah, okay, cool. Nate, who you got?
Pretty much the same. After everything that's Jericho's put him through, Starks is definitely winning this. Like, if it was maybe half and half, like maybe Ricky had got a couple wins here and there, it would be maybe Jericho. But all this like one-sided damage, and Ricky really hadn't been able to get him back yet. So it's like he's gonna get redemption arc. He's gonna get it for sure.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
for
gonna go,
sure.
I'm gonna go with Ricky Starks. He's definitely gonna pull this off.
Hmm.
Um, and this is once again, this is gonna be another one that's gonna elevate him too. Ricky Starks getting the clean win over Chris Jericho. Afterwards, we could definitely see him as not a TNT championship contender, but a world title contender. I could definitely see this happening for him. So it's gonna be Ricky Starks, and he's definitely gonna hit that crazy spear that he does on Chris Jericho too. So that's who I'm going with. The next match that we have is a six-man tag team match for the AEW World Trios Championship. And we have quite possibly one of the best trios, one of, if not the best trios in professional wrestling today. Not yesteryear. Don't call me saying about, oh, what about Ric Flair and Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard? Oh, what about Sting and the Steiner brothers? I'm talking about now, as in the 2020s, you know, the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson. And for some reason, I can never tell those two apart. Versus the House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews. Kathy, who you got for this one?
So this one, this is where it starts like blurring, and where I'm kind of like, I don't know. I circled the elite because I don't think they're gonna lose the titles yet. I could be wrong. I don't know if House of Black is like quite ready to be champions yet. They could put up a fast one, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to kind of waver a little bit, but I went with elite. I guess I'll stick with them.
Okay, cool. Nate, who you going with?
I'll have to say the same. I don't think also like her. They just came back. I don't see them losing the titles immediately like that. Like she said, maybe they'll pull a fast one on us because the House of Black has been pretty hot right now. I haven't seen them lose very much recently. It's very dominant. I mean, they choked out Darby Allen right there on the apron. So, I mean, I haven't seen anybody else do something that dominant yet, besides Moxley, of course. So, I think they're gonna run roughshod. I'm surprised they hadn't had like at least a tag titles with them for a little bit, but it's all good. I think they're gonna get it. I mean, Elite's gonna get it, but I think House of Black eventually will get the titles down the line, just not now. I don't think.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna have to go with the Elite on this one. The Elite, they're the stronger unit. Um, they have actually been tag teaming longer. I mean, come on, these guys have like what well, 6 or 7 years now. I mean, since their days in the Bullet Club, um, they know each other to a T. They have that great. They're a well-oiled machine, for lack of a better term. I would definitely give them that, and you know, they're one of the best trios in professional wrestling. So I'm gonna have to give it to the Elite um, to win this. But it's gonna be an interesting match. You know what I mean? Because I would never. I'm Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews. They're not. They're three guys that you don't want to take lightly. If you slip, you definitely will slide with those guys. You know, but the Elite are definitely gonna pull this off.
Now, between the trio of Kenny and the Bucks or Adam and the Bucks, which trio of the Elite is better in your opinion? If you
You,
had to pick.
you talking about Adam Cole?
What did I say? I'm sorry, Adam Cole and Kenny
I would
Omega.
go with Kenny and the Bucks. Like I said, I mean, granted, Adam and the Bucks, they do have history as well too. They were
Mm-hmm.
part of Mount Rushmore and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But Kenny, it just seems more like it's fun and athletic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, like
I
when
agree.
you saw them doing the whole Terminator doing the whole Terminator like drum thing,
Mm-hmm.
and all rising like the Terminator. I mean, they were having fun, but at the same time, they were serious competitors to be
Mm-hmm.
taken. They're serious. They were to be taken seriously. So I would say I'd rather Kenny and the Bucks. The only other two people I'd want to see Adam Cole with are Red Dragon.
I agree. I agree.
How about you, Kathy? You probably got something different. I know it.
Which one I prefer?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I don't know. I guess the way it is now, Kenny and the Bucks.
Oh wow, okay.
They
I thought you said Adam Cole and the Bucks. You know what I mean?
No, I mean
Mm-hmm.
they're having fun with it. They're killing it, and yeah, it was cool with Adam, but it just fits with Kenny and the Bucks.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. It's the same. I was just curious what y'all thought.
yeah. So the next match that we have is a three-way match for the AEW Women's World Championship. We have the defending champion, Jamie Hayter, no longer being called Becky Lynch 2.0. Thank goodness. You know, she's definitely proved herself. Versus one of Kathy's favorite wrestlers, and actually her adopted sister. You know, they adopted her because, they actually, liked her viciousness that she brings, and the fact that she actually bullies me and Rob. So they're like, yeah, Kathy, you remind me of, you so much like us. We're gonna take you and give you the last name Knight. Uh, that person being Soraya versus Ruby Soho. Kathy, who you got for this one?
I don't know. Cover this up. Jamie Hayter, no.
I don't even know why I asked that. I already know what she's gonna choose. I should bet a Chick-fil-A sandwich on this.
No, but this should be a good one. Don't underestimate Ruby. She's kind of been the underdog in all of this, but you never know with AEW. But and a lot of people are behind Jamie Hayter. They cheered the crap out of her when she won, and I don't know. It's kind of weird. I kind of want to see Jamie Hayter have more of a run, but Soraya's back, and she hasn't had. She put that she tweeted she hasn't been a champion for a whole 9 years. So that's a long time. But you kind of want to see. I mean, I want to see it come full circle. Like she came back from her neck injury, and this would put, like I said before, with another match, it put a nice little bow on. She's coming full circle if she wins. And I kind of want to be a little bit of a heel and watch the world burn while because a lot of people went sour on her now that she's a heel and this and that. Like I want to watch the world burn when she wins the title. So I'm gonna go with Saraya.
Okay, Nate, how about you?
Now this one is probably the hardest decision so far I'd have to make between these three because, like Kathy said, Ruby is kind of a dark horse. She's not playing any favorites or anything so far. I don't know if she's gonna pull a fast one in Revolution, but as far as it seems, like she's gonna be a wrench in the plan for sure. I think. I think Jamie's gonna pull it out. I think Jamie's gonna pull it out because she's been pretty dominant, and at the same time, still pretty cool with Britt. So Britt might come down to kind of neutralize if the stuff goes south. Not too sure. I don't, for some reason, I don't see Soraya winning. Not that I'll be mad if she does. Like Kathy said, she's been going for 9 years. So, and then being gone with her neck, and then gone against her will. So, like, it's good to see her come back, really, to be honest. So we'll see. It's going to be nice either way.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with this is a hard one. Who I'm predicting is actually gonna win. I'm gonna have to go with Soraya. I got a feeling she's gonna pull it off. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be upset if Jamie Hayter were to retain because she's been a pretty decent champion, and she's somebody fresh. She's not like a former WWE wrestler or anything like that. She's somebody that people have not seen before AEW, and she's something that's fresh, and I'm all for her. Holding the title for a bit. I don't mind. You know, I wouldn't call her homegrown, I guess, but she's something new, something fresh that the women's division need.
It is a triple threat too, so it's like no DQ, anything can happen. People can run in, and when Nate mentioned Britt, I mean, there's always Tony on Soraya's side, so it could be a mess.
Hey,
Yeah.
I got a crazy harebrained solution. What if Ruby Soho turns and helps Soraya win the title?
Oh.
That could
I
happen
mean,
too.
I mean,
Yeah.
what didn't this whole thing start because they were homegrown and Paige and I know it's not gonna be calling her Paige, Soraya and Tony Storm were
Yeah, she hasn't really picked a side either. Like, what if she picks a
Mm-hmm.
side tomorrow?
Right.
yeah.
Oof.
So I mean, Ruby Soho was from WB. She was known
Mm-hmm.
as what Ruby Riot. So
Mm-hmm.
it could happen.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
match has a lot of layers to it. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll watch it all unfold tomorrow.
Right.
So the next match we have is a Texas Death Match. I haven't heard that name in. I haven't heard that name that whole description in like years, probably even decades. We got John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. Kathy, who you got?
So, Hangman has the cowboy shit and everything, and this is a Texas death match. You would think it'd be up his alley, but with John Moxley, he's the death king, basically. And no discredit to, Hangman, but who can really stop John Moxley at this point? So he'd have to really impress me to go with Hangman. So I went with Moxley.
Okay, Nate, who you got?
Um, I honestly think it's gonna be Hangman after everything that's happened with Hangman. As much as, like Kathy said, nobody can really stop Moxley. I feel like this has just been a big thing that they've been kind of building up to with all this kind of not small losses, but all the losses, and then the injury on top of that just adds to the comeback story. So it's too good of a story not to have him win. But I wouldn't be mad at Moxley winning either because, again, he is the Texas Deathmatch guy. But I think now it's becoming to where it's like how Mick Foley is known for the Hell in a Cell match, but he hasn't really won a lot of them. Like, he's been in a lot of them, but he hasn't won a lot of them. So I'm definitely thinking Hangman's going to win this.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to go with Hangman. I got a feeling Hangman's gonna pull it off. It's gonna be a fight, and I'm gonna call it right now. Both men are gonna be bloodied, and this is gonna be that match. But Hangman's gonna pull it off. Um, I mean, granted, Moxie could win easy because I mean he's one of the toughest right now. But I'm gonna go with Hangman for this. The next match we have is a singles match for the AEW TNT Championship. We have the defending champion Samoa Joe versus Wardlow. Kathy, who you got for this one?
Yeah, we just called the last match a war. This one's gonna be brutal. They always say Joe's gonna kill you, but Warlow's out for blood. Joe cut his hair and all this other stuff, and I went with Warlow.
Okay, Nate, who you got?
I'd have again with Kathy. I'd have to say with Wardlow. Again with him losing the hair, and as a guy with hair, you cut the locks, it's problems. No, uh, but no, I think Wardlow's going to win after everything that Joe has done, and just like again, they like to tell these stories in AEW. Like it's just redemption after redemption, which is not bad. I like it that way anyway. But like Wardlow's definitely going to brutalize Joe. Joe's going to put up a good fight too, but Wardlow is going to get him pretty bad. It's going to be cool though.
Awesome. So, my pick is gonna be, Wardlow. Wardlow's definitely is that this is gonna be another war, and Samoa Joe he brings the intensity, but Wardlow is like, he's definitely up there as well. He's not more known than Samoa Joe, but Wardlow has never ceased to surprise people that see his that watch his matches, and I got a feeling he's gonna pull this one out. He's gonna become new AEW TNT champion Wardlow. He might even take a chunk of Joe's hair too with him, just for payback. So hey, the
That
next match.
is that is not fair. Don't take out the three little hairs that Joe's got left on his head. Then he's going to be bald.
Made this a hair versus hair match. Made it. You
Yeah.
I'm content with the way it is. The next match we have is the four-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. This is gonna be the Guns' biggest challenge yet, and they just got the titles. The Guns are defending. And the Guns are Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn versus the Acclaimed, which is Anthony Bowens and Max Caster, accompanied by Billy Gunn, versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett with Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Okay, all right, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be an interesting pairing, but we're looking forward to it. I know that. Kathy, who you got?
So with Orange and Danhausen, there's gonna be some comedy there. We all know that. Um, the Guns, like I don't know why Tony did that. I guess for shock value, but I'm going with the Acclaimed. Put that, cut it out and put that back on the Acclaimed.
Okay, Nate, who you got?
Oh man, this is another one I had to really think about. Honestly, as much as I hate to say it, the Guns are probably going to keep the titles uh, because they are on another whole nother level of hate right now, and I feel like they're gonna make us hang on to that hate for a little bit. So I think the Guns are gonna keep it. It's gonna be a crazy match, though. I'm really looking forward to it. If I had it my way, the Acclaim wouldn't have it lost it at all anyway. But that's just my opinion. I think the Guns will win it, but I would like the Acclaim to win it.
Okay, who's gonna win? You know what? I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna say Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. They're gonna pull this off. I'm gonna be brave and say that they're gonna win this. I mean, they have so much on their side. I mean, if you see who's on their side, they have Satnam Singh and they have Sanjay Dutt. So whereas the Acclaimed have one person on their side, these men have two, and these are two. Well, Sanjay Dutt, yeah, obviously he could be a distraction too, but you have a guy who's pretty much an enforcer and Satnam Singh, who I believe is like close to 7 feet, he can make a lot of things happen. He can easily shift it in Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal's favor. So I'm gonna have to go with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. They're gonna win. There's gonna be a couple of guitar shots, to the backs of some people, courtesy of Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, they're definitely gonna win this thing. The next match we have is a 60-minute Iron Man match. This is the main event. These two men are going to battle for 60 minutes for the AEW World Championship. And it's going to be MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, the man who is better than you and you know it, versus the American Dragon, the leader of the Yes Nation. I think that's what he called himself at one time, Bryan Danielson. Kathy, who you got for this one?
Whew. So this was the ultimate one that made me scratch my head. I was like, man. So we all know, Bryan Danielson can go a whole 60 minutes. I mean, he's like the greatest wrestler there is. And, the whole question is, can MJF do it? Can he hang? The promos have been great this whole time. Like, MJF always has killer promos. There's no doubt about that. So I ended up going with MJF. I still want him as a champion. Even though Bryan might do it, but we'll see. I still want MJF as a champion. Still want all the killer promos. I mean, he's gonna have killer promos whether he's the champion or not. But I want to still see him have a run. See where he can go with the title. As much as I want Bryan to win, I want MJF to win more. I think.
Cool. Nate, who you got?
I would actually have to say same thing as Kathy again. MJF is going to get this. He's gonna have a nice long run for sure. After it taking so long to get the title, I don't think he's going to let it go for a long time. Bryan, however, is going to wear him out for sure, but he's going to win in the end somehow. He's going to do some kind of dirty tech, get him in the eye or something last second, some kind of dirty technique to win. It's an Iron Man match, right? So that means multiple pinfalls. So it's going to be very interesting. A whole hour though is going to be a lot to ask for attention span these days. However, I think the hardcore fans will sit and watch. I know I will. But this is probably the most exciting match on the card, which of course it should be. It's the World Championship, but yeah, MJF is definitely getting this for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with MJF. A um, this is gonna be his biggest test. I don't think he's ever done an Iron Man match, to my knowledge. Maybe he did one in MLW, or maybe he did one in the Indies, but this is going to be his big. If not, this is going to be his biggest test against one of the best in pro wrestling today. Bryan Danielson, and yeah, I got a feeling he's going to pull it off. He's definitely going to pull it off. He's probably, like you said, he's probably going to do something, use some underhanded tactic, but I would like to see him actually win cleanly. It might be a bit much to ask, but if he wins cleanly, he can definitely say he's better than you and you know it. And that'd be great for him too as well. So I'm gonna go with MJF on this one. So that was the card. Those are all 9 matches. I'm so now general predictions time. Kathy, do you have any general predictions? Actually, we have a Corbin Rogers. Um, and he says MJF and maybe come back to a program with Hangman for his. Yeah, I'm down for that. Let him go against Hangman. Let him have one against Kenny Omega. Have a match against Kenny Omega, like the past champions. Let him do that. That'd be pretty good as well. And then, oh, Nate, you okay? There you go. Um,
I was just replying to him in the chat.
oh, that's cool. That's cool. Corbin, we never met you before, but thank you for actually joining. We really appreciate it as well. So final predictions, general predictions. Kathy, yeah, do you have any?
So I kind of
Like,
said it as we were going along. I mean, these like the triple threat match, there's no DQ. The four way, that's also like no DQ. So anything can go there. You might be right with the Jay and Jarrett thing. Like, they have two people in their corner that probably help them win. That would set the world on fire too. And then I don't know. It's just a lot of people. There's chance for interference. Um, there's always somebody always comes back, or there's always a surprise. This time I can't really figure out who it might be, or if there is going to be one at all. But it's going to be a good card. It's going to be interesting to watch tomorrow and see where what happens tomorrow and where it goes from after tomorrow.
okay, Nate, how about you?
Man, I'm just really excited to see what happens. Every pay-per-view so far, never disappoints. Like to me anyway, I don't know if y'all have seen any bad matches on the pay-per-views, but I sure haven't. They this one in particular seems big, not bigger, not like the biggest show, but it feels like it's really important. It's really important this pay per view. So, and like I said, like we all said earlier, every match has a very heavy pull. Um, it's going to be fun to watch, and in either every match, either way, it could go either way. So it's going to be a fun time. It'll be like what we got 9 matches, so it's like 3-4 hours. So we got a good amount of time.
Awesome. So
Mhm.
I have a couple of general predictions of my own. Though the first match, which is Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers versus Ari Davari and the varsity athletes. We're gonna see, fisticuffs between Alex Abrahantes and Smart Mark Sterling. I gotta think it's gonna happen. Um, that's definitely I just can't I can't see it not happening. It's gonna happen. Final burial match. I got a feeling we're gonna see Luchasaurus. He's gonna make an appearance. He's been gone too long. He's gonna but the thing is, if he shows up, is he gonna be on the side of Christian Cage once again, or is he gonna be on the side of Jungle Boy Jack Perry? That's the thing. Or is he gonna show up for one more match after the match? I'm like, hey, I'm next. You got past Christian. Now you got to get past me again.
That's a good point. Now that you mentioned that, it kind of warps my prediction earlier. If Luchasaurus comes back at the burial match, that for sure would make Christian win. Oh my gosh! But yeah, that's a good point to bring up there.
But
Oh man,
what if Luchasaurus was just being with Christian just to throw him off, and then he was actually with Jungle Boy the whole time?
the bait and switch and switch and
Yeah,
switch.
yeah.
uh, It could work. It could work. It's wrestling. It could work. It's like I could take the beating. uh, Method acting or something.
Uh, Julia Hart. I'm surprised she's not shown as being as accompanying the House of Black, but if she does, she's probably going to interfere too. I got a gut feeling about that. It wouldn't be surprising, but it's not going to be that much. And the other the other prediction that I had, other final prediction I had was in the four-way match, we're gonna see, if not them coming to blows, a face-off between Big Bill and Satnam Singh. You know, the Guns are still a part of the firm, which consists of, the Guns, Big Bill, and Lee Moriarty, and they're all managed by Stokely Hathaway. So I got a gut feeling that we're gonna see Satnam interfere. Big Bill's gonna come down there, and Lee Moriarty too. I'll say it, and they're gonna confront Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt, and they're either gonna come to blows, or there's gonna be a face off, and then of course somebody's gonna break it up. So those are my final predictions as well, and that's pretty much it. So
Billy Gunn's gonna be there too, so I wonder if I mean, he's been with the Acclaim the whole time, but what if he goes back to his sons? Because they've been saying like, you haven't been a dad, and you never were there for us, and blah blah blah. And what if that's when they pull the trigger and he goes back and
I
helps
would.
them win? That might be how the Guns retain.
You want
Mm.
that's really really a shock value, and we posted this on our Instagram one time. Bart gun. What if the guns were like? If I were writing, they'd be like, "No, Dad, you left us high. You left us high and dry to manage people that aren't even family. Okay,
Yeah.
we went and got somebody who is also family, not just you, and was always the better one, the better gun." Then they bring out Uncle Bart,
Ooh, that would be the slap in the face, boy. Oh
this
my
guy,
god.
a guy by the name of
Ooh.
Phil Ditto, who I've known on and off because we used to go to the same wrestling shows. He's like, "Yeah, but Bart Gunn is done with it with wrestling." I'm like, money talks and everything else walks. That's the thing. And Tony Khan has a
Mm,
Khan, and his dad have a lot of it. So
mm.
if somebody could make a Bruno Sammartino accept money and go into the Hall of Fame, what makes them think they won't get a Bart Gunn to come out and manage a match or two with the guns? That would be pretty good. That's how I would write it. I would like get Bart Gunn and have him come back and manage, and you could have them say, something, one thing, Dad, you always used to abandon people for your own benefit. The way you abandoned us to manage, the Acclaimed, you did the same thing with Uncle Bart when you abandoned him to join a bunch of degenerates and whatnot. There you go. That'd be pretty cool. They said
Mm.
can't write this stuff, man. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
he doesn't have to wrestle. Not everybody in AEW wrestles anyway. Like Jake the Snake Roberts doesn't wrestle, and he
Thank
was there.
God.
Oh god.
uh, he would be broken.
Honestly, I would not want. I always say after a certain age, you should not be in that ring. I don't know what Impact is doing with Mike Jackson, 73. Yes, you look great for 73. But we don't want to see
I'm
you
sorry. Who?
go to
What? Mike. What?
Mike Jackson, who he's a legitimate wrestler. He's been wrestling since like the 80s and so on. The
But
man
he's
same age as Ric Flair,
God.
and he's wrestling in Impact. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Now, Ric Flair is a different 73 than
No,
Mike Johnson. I think.
Mike Jackson actually looks good for his age.
That's what I mean. Like, I think Ric Flair is in a different kind of old category than Mike Jackson. I think he's taking care of his body a lot better than Rick. So, because we've
He's
seen Rick here recently in that last match he had, and that was something.
Yeah, Mike.
So,
He's wrestled. He's been wrestling since 1972. So he's
ooh,
50, almost 51 years. He's been doing this.
well,
Yeah,
salute to him.
I don't know what Impact Wrestling is doing. Whatever they're doing, they need to stop because it is getting cringy. And if they want to be taken seriously, certain things. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's impressive. He is. Um, he's impressive. Don't get me wrong. He's good for a one-off, but day in and day out, no man. Let that man go manage or something. Let him do go train or something. I'm not age shaming anybody, but there comes a time like if I were a wrestler after a certain age, no, I'm just gonna be a manager. No. Mm-mm. But they gotta know. Anyways, and Corbin said Impact Wrestling is the most underrated show in wrestling right now. Yeah, you might be right. They're good. They just gotta find that thing. First off, they gotta get out of those little box like arenas. Like what I really want them to go back to is back to Orlando, where they had the nice little arena, like when they just started. But I don't know if that's ever gonna happen again. But they
Mm,
get better looking arenas. That stuff that they're doing now is looking basic. If you're gonna be one of the top promotions, you gotta act like it and get something that's just this is my opinion.
mm,
You know, you gotta act like it. How you act like
right.
it, some better venues. Not these little things that look like they're in a room and you have a makeshift. Like, no.
Like a little sound stage.
Yeah.
Like I want to like Impact so much because they have the talent there to make it like WWE quality wrestling matches. It's just something about it. I can't stick around it. I don't know what it is. I know it's probably something about me. I don't know, but there's just something about it. I can't like get fully into it. But the wrestlers themselves are great. Like Eddie,
I mean,
Eddie is
honestly,
great. And,
they have some one of like, for example, for the first time, possibly the first time ever, they had Time Machine, which is a team of Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, and Kushida. They had them in two matches against. One was against Bullet Club, and another one was against Violent by Design.
mhm.
They were great matches, stuff like that. They have people like Josh Alexander that's doing his thing. You have, so many great men and women that work there. It's just a matter of they got to do better with the presentation. Like get some better venues, man. Like those venues look basic as hell. Like I said, maybe it's something my eyes are missing.
Yeah.
Um,
The
I've
Impact
never,
Zone.
yeah, I've never been to one of their shows. Maybe one day I will, hopefully. But this guy do something about the venues, man. They're just a bit of an eyesore. But anyways, enough about Impact. I just gotta say, so that's our card. Those of y'all watching and listening, that's our card for those are our predictions for AEW Revolution. Um, if y'all have any predictions of your own, feel free to drop them in the comment box below. We're gonna have polls for AEW Revolution available on Twitter, so that you can definitely go ahead and give and pick who you think is gonna win over there as well too. And we definitely look forward to seeing it tomorrow. With that being said, I just gotta say, Nate, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on our show. We really and truly appreciate. It was a bit last minute, but
Oh
we
no, it's all good, man. Thank you so much for having me. As we can figure this out at any time y'all want. This they know busy schedule. If something happens today, there's always tomorrow, as they say. You can have me back anytime y'all want. I'm down for it. So thank you again. I gotta act like I've been here before, but every time y'all or somebody wants me on their show to talk about any kind of stuff, rather even if it's just wrestling, is just humbling. So, so thank you again, and thank you, Kathy, as well. Uh, it's been
we
it's
like,
been fun.
we like to give the fans a voice, man. It's the fans are the ones that make the events possible. So we definitely try to give the fans some shine and whatnot on here. And hopefully next time we have y'all back, we have both you and Chaotic Nick as well too.
We got to for sure.
You got to get that merch, man. We waiting for that Chaotic Outrage merch, man. Kathy's over there. Yeah, I'm waiting to rock it too, man. Over here, get our Chaotic Outrage tank top. It's like 80 degrees over there in New Orleans. So next time she go to New Orleans and get herself a beignet from, Cafe Du Monde.
All right.
She go to
I ain't
Mothers.
had a good beignet in a good little bit.
Or when she goes to Mothers, I know about Mothers, Kathy, that has that jambalaya and whatnot over there in New Orleans. She could do it in a Chaotic Outrage tank top, man. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Hmm.
definitely looking forward to that, man. But before we wrap the show, um, where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling and check out your podcast, which is Chaotic Outrage and so on?
Mhm. Well, you can find me at Nate Outrage on Twitter, and then same thing on Twitch, and then our YouTube should be Chaotic Outrage. No, wait, no, I keep forgetting because he made me change it to me first. Outrageous, Outrageously Chaotic is the podcast. It's should be a profile picture of me and him. If not, it's the outrageously chaotic podcast. And you can find him at Chaotic One Nick on Twitter, and I believe the same on TikTok as well.
Awesome.
Mhm.
So y'all definitely make sure you follow them. check out their podcast. It's a variety podcast. It's not just wrestling. So you'll hear things about anime as well. You hear things about gaming as well. If you're into that as well as wrestling, check out those two men that are doing great things. Two high school friends, best friends, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Hopefully they don't end up like Kevin Owens and Sami
Oh
Zayn
no.
and fighting each other. Like Hawkins and no, what do you call the guys? Hawkins and Ryder. Matt Cardona and Myers, they're
Now
doing
maybe if it's on TV, maybe that'd be great. If it's like Kevin Owens and Sammy in the ring, that'd be great. But
yeah, but definitely make sure y'all check them out. They got a great thing going on over there. So I
thank you,
always say,
thank you.
y'all, for those y'all that have been watching us, y'all know how I always say, check out different podcasts. I mean, I do it too. I don't just watch Ringside Side. I watch other podcasts too as well. I mean, it's like cereal. You have
Mhm.
Captain one morning, maybe the next day you want some Raisin Bran, maybe the next day you want some, shredded wheat or some Lucky Charms. Check them out. We're not gonna get jealous. Trust me. So check out Chaotic Outrage and any other podcasts y'all see. We all have differing opinions on something. So,
Mhm.
that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for a midnight snack and a nap. Maybe not in that order, but before I indulge in activities, Kathy Knight, the money penny to my James Bond, the pepper pot to my Iron Man, and the Tennille to my Captain. Where can fans find on social media when they want to talk wrestling, all things Becky Lynch and Paige, and great eating in Louisiana?
So I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord, all at BLUE70517.
Awesome. You want to find me on social media? Not that I say a lot of cool stuff, but I do go to a couple of cool places these days. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue as well. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on Spotify, and we do have a Teespring store where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have T-shirts, we have tank tops, we have hoodies. We also have long sleeve shirts, and we even have pillows and also mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So definitely check out our store, grab some merch. All proceeds from those sales go back into keeping our show afloat. They do not go back into keeping. They do not go back into our pockets at all. And matter of fact, I'm gonna say this right now. We're in March. What's on March 17th? St. Patrick's Day. How about this? You take a nice picture with your big jug of green beer and Ringside Society St. Patrick's Day shirt. That's right. We have those available at the shop right now. Make sure just head on over and check us out and go ahead and cop some Ringside Society St. Patrick's Day merch as well. Look good for the St. Patty's Day. And last but not least, we have a YouTube store. Not sorry, we have a YouTube channel where we have great cool prediction shows like this one. Also, cool interviews like the one we had yesterday with referee Brad Lee and Derek Shaw, the Flaming Aces, and Amira. So many great interviews with men and women in the wrestling industry all over the world, and also fans as well too. All you gotta do is go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and once you see that really oh so beautiful dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So you know, make sure you actually subscribe to all our shows because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. And with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in live tonight. We really and truly appreciate it. Thank you. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could and should listen to, and we're not going to stop. To those y'all that are going to listen later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral and Kathy Knight at Cafe Du Monde during their buy one get three special, we're not going anywhere for a while.
I really wish they had that, but yeah, they hate us because they hate us.
Stop.
Absolutely.
With that being said, we just want everybody to know that we're very well integrated, everybody, and the grandparents and the parents of a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. Hey, yo, Kathy Knight, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for chaotic outrage, Nate Outrage, and chaotic Nick, and one time for AEW Revolution. What type of podcast are we?
For the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast. Ringside.
Hey.
We'll be back next week with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. But until then, we just want y'all to do 4 favors for us. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
Later.
Bye.